shalom, it's Sophie Cass. Ooh, shalom, it's Sophie Cass. All right, so we're going to be preparing for June 2021. So this is going to be for all signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus. North node, your Venus and Jupiter, of course, combine those together. So if you guys are here for a little detailed report into your freaking weekend, but it just happened to be into 2020, okay, June 2020, okay. Of course, we got a few more days of the month. I was gonna do an astrological report, but agreeing with my associates. I'm agreeing with my associates. Where I'm gonna call a meeting and we all decide what astrological things we're gonna talk about. Although we don't owe each other anything, I still think it's very important for us to, divide the really good astrologers. I think we should divide because okay, if you guys listen to did I forget to give y'all something last week? I didn't, I don't think. But anyway, so let's go ahead and do a quick crystal report for you guys, a crystal reading. So I'm gonna pull from the pinky yellow. Okay, I'm gonna get one from here for you all. But what am I about to say? It's just about astrology. I really want to edit it, to be honestly. It might not have nothing to do with the people, but I still consider those people, because I forgot what it's called, like the astrology conferences that be like in Denver and stuff. And I think it's one like on the East Coast as well. I kind of want to blackify it. All right, so this one is for the masculine. So as a tutelate. Let me see if you guys can see that. And then we're doing no chemicals on our hands right now. It's because we're trying to diet. Oh yeah, you guys. So if you guys literally have no chemicals on my nails, meaning no nail polish, no whatchamacallit, because I'm giving my hand a break. Of course, my nails are still healthy and strong, but it's really important to when you're trying to manifest or because you can use long nails for manifestations, but you can also not use anything chemical wise on your hands to kind of get more information. So for me, I look at when I grab my cards, I am I feel like I'm absorbing this crystal right now. You get the purest form of absorption. Even when you putting stuff on your face, I'm trying to really clear my face up. Obviously, I have a full layer of makeup on, but those type of things will help draw the more purity into your skin and your hand and your intention. Okay, so that's a little note. That's why I haven't been wearing my girlfriend nails. And then we have Anandalite. Okay, that's my sister's name. So Anandalite, that's for the feminine. So we got 25, 26. So this may be the age range that some of you guys can be dealing with a partner in, or some of you guys are in the age range where you guys need to be really kind of working on your spiritual journey, okay? Because you guys know at 28, 29, that's when you guys are going to be going through that solar return, and it's best to be moving into the vibration of because I always say at 23, after you go through your once you get to that first house, again, once you get back to your perfection years and you get back to that first house, it's best, that's my personal advice when it comes to astrological manifestation, okay, and even really studying. I said, because other than that, you kind of just live your life that way you can have a better analyzation of it. But if you know it at a youthful age, you can make more calculated steps. But I always recommend at 23, that's when you start really learning astrology and then kind of moving into the vibration of what your your proper perfection year for your solar return. Okay, so this is the very perfect time for some of you guys. This is that warning, that message, that what you may need. Okay, so this is the Azutadite for your masculine. So let's see what that is. Let's get this party started. Shout out to Andre 3000 and Royalty Brown. Their birthdays today. Do their 5 of clubs. Okay, so let's do the Zutulite first. As that's too late. I hate that they don't have a pronunciation for me. But anyway, cosmic evolution. I think I do have my things up for you all. So it says, it is imbued with immense spiritual energy, okay, and information for guidance and insight. They are here to help Earth ascend into a higher expression of consciousness, okay? So when you're using this, you're just do, 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 do. So even then, me giving you that information about using no chemicals in your hand, just for this is for a week or two. You know what I mean? Having no chemicals on your hands and using not natural soaps. That way you can able to really set the intention in your hand. It's really good for people who are hand magicians, okay? And who work with their hands, seamstress, etc., etc. I mean, if you ever seen a real seamstress or watch seamstress videos, you will see their hands are busted. And a lot of them don't wear freaking long nails. A lot of them don't wear those things because they are really putting that intention in. Real artilleers are that's the key to my heart, to be an artillery. Okay, so you're being a light above here, Earth, or whatever. You're here to above. Okay, yeah, to help evolve above Earth. Too much emphasis on sweetness and light leads to ignoring your shadow energies, okay? Which become inauthentic and lethal. Niceness is not acknowledged and integrated. Stay real and leave your ego behind, okay? So honor every emotion that you have. Honor your emotions, honor your intentions, honor your shadow side. Because if you don't see your shadow, you don't see yourself. If you don't see your shadow, you don't see yourself, okay? So the healing insight is recognizing that every soul is precious and ensures you remain in cosmic harmony, okay? So the chakra is for your highest crown, but also all the chakras, okay? This frequency is exceptionally high. That's why I was like, I'm absorbing that crystal. I haven't ever come into contact with that crystal in real life. I always look for like the crystals that I have here in my decks, and then like my books, etc. So I can, like, if I see it, I'm like, ooh, I know what that is. Ooh, I know what that is. Ooh, I know what that is. Okay, so the time is every moment. So it's also, like I said, assisting the earth to evolve. Okay, so this is an earthly job. This is an earthly duty. So masculines, this is your responsibility to make earth evolve. Okay, so masculines have to take the responsibility. That's why masculines, like, I don't mind. So I'm real big on, like, when it comes to like cosmetics for men. Like, I don't discriminate or whatever. I believe all things should be gender neutral, especially if one has a more feminine balance to his masculinity. Like, he may be a physical masculine, but he may have feminine energies in him that helps him make more decisions. Okay, so here's another light. So this is about cosmic consciousness. Okay, so it also gently facilitates integration and releases emotional blockages standing in the way of spiritual awakening. Okay, so those little pathways between yourself and in your higher consciousness, which is going to really connect you to the world. When you're highly conscious, it means you are connected to the world, the cosmics. That means you know the stars. That means you know the alignment. That means you know the day, the time, the month, like the year, and why it's so significant. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, today's a 5 Club day. The average person does not know today is a 5 Club day. So they will not be operating on 5 Club energy. They'll be operating on whatever energy they have woke up with, or whatever energy they had digested first. I said my first drink was some water and some cucumber. Okay? My first splash was some warm water in a hot shower. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is like, what are those first that you put on yourself when you first wake up? And that shows you what consciousness you're on too. Even if you can't like do it on a daily, like on a higher magnitude, start off with the first. That's how you get in that's how you get in contact with the cosmics. Okay? Okay, so it also reminds us that consciousness is omniscient and omnipresent. So any moment, like I said, detailing those areas in your life, seeing all, knowing all. Immerse yourself in the mystical interconnectedness that is cosmic consciousness. Okay, self-understanding is you have the potential to live in completely different dimension of consciousness. Okay, recognize that you previously operate in a narrow band of awareness. So when you only know one thing, you only know one thing. When you know a lot of things, you know a whole span of things. You know a whole vast of things. And then your prerequisite, like your pre-instilled knowledge, I'm not sure the word I'm looking for, but your pre-instilled knowledge, like what you learned when you was a baby, and then when you came into this world already knowing, it's going to start expanding off those things. So when you come into contact with new details, you go, mind blown. Okay, and then attune to the flashes of divine light within your soul. Let feelings of separation fall away. Okay, embrace unity. So don't think separate. If you think separate, you will be separate. Transfer your goals and seek new directions, feminists, okay? I said something yesterday that was really interesting. Soul path, becoming a vessel for cosmic consciousness of present moment. So both of these, you guys are both operating on present moment energy, okay? But what's interesting is I said something yesterday. I was doing my little Twitter, little spiel, like my day-to-day. I spent like 10 hours over there. So like I said, I'll leave the information below for you guys to follow me over there. I said, but one thing I do believe is that the masculines are not as prejudiced as a lot of people think. I think the feminists are prejudiced more, or discriminating more. I said because the feminine are the ones that we cater to, and we cater to them in the area where we decide, women, we decide what is the beauty standard. We decide what is that. Yeah, the men subscribe to what they think is more visually appealing by what is being broadcasted to their face on a daily basis. I said if a man wake up and the first double tap, if a man wakes up every day, the masculine, if you wake up every day and the first thing you see is a air quote, whatever is the typical standard beauty that day, that's what you're going to think is the motherfucking thing that you're supposed to have. That's the first piece of consciousness that you have from the day. You're not connected with the cosmic, you're connected with the conscious. And that's not consciousness. You're just connected with the collective conscious. Okay? And the feminine is going to continue saying, oh, That's what I see he double taps. That's what I see he goes out with. That's what I see he this. So those people are gonna all collectively go brrrr, and then they're gonna be like fucking ants on a piece of fucking Cheeto, on a piece of Cheeto. Sorry. I get fined so freaking much for excuse me. You can take that out of my bill. Add it to my bill. But it's just like, it's like that too. Like, they like women. Some women be like freaking ants. They be like ants. If they see one Cheeto, all the ants just run to it and think that's the hottest Cheeto in town. I said, but it's a reverse. I said, because it's all gender neutral. They all cosmically work together. Okay? But I said it's all a separation because there's other ants over there saying, oh, it's just pieces over here we can get too. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, here, left some crumbs over there that we can go get. And everybody's looking at this big old Cheeto because they want a big old Cheeto. I'm using Cheeto for example. Hey, Cheeto. Shout out to Cheeto. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the ESPN for the weekend. It's the weekend, baby. ESPN. I'm gonna put 2 for masculines and feminists. I'm working with masculines and feminists today. I'm gonna go ahead and do. Okay, so this is for the masculines. So we have Valley. Okay, so your emotional space is deep personal strength and peace to assure success. So being at peace with the decision that you're making. Like, I even y'all can go look at my Twitter, but I had this little thing where I said, some of these people are the Cheeto people, the ants that run to the Cheeto are trend daters. They're trend daters. They're distractors. They're distractors. Trend daters are distractions, bitch. Okay, excuse me. Define me again. Deep personal strength and peace that assures success. Okay? Emotionally, when you do things from a space of deep personal strength, meaning I have the strength to resist this fucking Cheeto. I have the strength to resist this ant. Okay? I have the strength to resist this ant. You find peace because you're like, you know what? What African ant over there, she actually irritated me that she over there with that big old Cheeto. So why you over there with that Cheeto when I got a whole bag of Fritos? Okay, so that's gonna bring that solitude to that masculine energy, that masculine emotional energy. It's only a few, okay? Because they know these people ain't gonna cause a valley with them. They only gonna see that red. That's the Cheeto right there. They only gonna see that hot little flame right there. And I know that it took a lot for that valley to even be recognized. Knowing that if this valley and this platonic, the platonic plates built this, push this up, you ain't even gonna see that hot Cheeto no more. Okay, so spiritual. Well, we got a casket, someone going out of your life, or the end of a situation. That's spiritual. So no longer spiritual warfare with the internal dissatisfaction you have with yourself by getting just being around these ants. When you know an ant is easily squished, no matter how many. Now it's gonna be a few to get on your shoe, and it's gonna climb up on your leg, and you're gonna have to go like this. Get my leg. I said, because ants move like monsters. They move like monsters. Okay, but that's still that spiritual example that has to come out of my life. But that's not even what I would like. That's not even who I'm personally long time. Because we supposed to come here and find love, but we can't even come here and find love because we so distracted by the party of ants. Okay, so then we got in your physical space. We got the stork, news of a birth, a business, or new opportunities. The birth. And so shout out to Hood Healer. She's actually pregnant. So we're going to send some warm blessings and healings around her womb, as well as her external environment, being nurturing, as well as being encouraging and being mothers to that child, spiritually, okay, and physically if she so needs, because it takes a village. Okay. I can't believe she's giving us a 2021 baby. I mean, it's not going to be born in 2021, but a 2021. Okay, so it's going to be in the beginning of 2020, 2022 or end of this month. But New Year's for me, because I study and I subscribe to Judaism, is in September, so it will be a 2022 baby or a 5783 baby. Okay, so we have psychic ability, trust, your intuition. So this is your mental. The masculine, I'm gonna reference Wale. He doesn't think that the masculine. He think the masculine has intuition, but the masculine, they do have intuition. It's just in the bottom. Once you master that John, you master that John. When you master that John, you master that John. My favorite movie is Dear John. The more you know. I love letters. Go masculine, that was your ESPM reading for today. Okay, so we got feminine. We got, seahorse, family matters. That's my brother's favorite animal. One of them. So this is for the feminine. So you're emotional. So it says family matters. So you have to say, what am I bringing to my family? What matters to my family? I said, because a lot of these ants that be over looking for them Cheetos don't be thinking about their family. They don't give a fuck about family value. All they care about is the self-interest. Self-interest. So when you guys feminine, when you guys are only focused on self-interest, you only get a lack of interest or increased interest. The more is praised, the more is lazy. Okay? The more is praised, the more is lazy. He gets lazy when it's praised too much. Okay? So focus on the family matters. The feminine is so important for the father. And the feminine always forgets that. Are you courting your father when you court a man? I said, because most of the time, these ants, they know they have so many responsibilities. I think if you guys look up how many, like look at a baby, a feminine ant. How many babies can it produce? Like an elephant, it can only produce one baby at a time. It'd be a miracle if it produced twins. I said, but it goes through a full cycle of birth, don't it? I said, y'all don't look at animal reproduction videos, do y'all? Let me be your homework this week. Okay? And then we got the hammock for your spiritual. So taking a vacation physically or mentally. Okay, so this is going to be really important for your physical and mental. But this is your spiritual. So it says take a break. Take a disconnect. Connect back to your roots, connect back to your family, connect back to the intelligence your mother has given you. You please your father when you are accepted. You please your mother when you are respected. Write that down. And that's for all feminists. You please your father when you're accepted. You please your mother when you are respected. So we go to the heels. All right, obstacles to overcome, and that's in the physical. That's why you gotta take a break sometimes and calculate your next ways. Calculate your next weight. Calculate your next date. Obstacles to overcome. Now this is going back into that. This is going back into that valley energy. I haven't had a lot of water today, so I might have just dehydrated. I feel pretty rested, but this is my body. It's going through its cycles. All right, so those heels. We'll listen to the heels by The Weeknd. That's the song that's coming in my mind right now. So we got mentally. So tankard, celebration, fun, and enjoyment. Okay, so you know how they say you got FOMO. Do you ever get FOMO? You ever get FOMO? But you know this is where it's at. This is what you want to be. So overall for you guys, torch. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding, okay? So if when you make sure all those are 1, 2, 3, 4, you gotta make sure you have the development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. So if you're just working on spiritual development, you may be stunted at some point because you need to go somewhere else. When you are enlightened, you feel cocky. That's when the ego come in. So we're going to talk about the ego within your crystal messages. When you feel enlightened, most time you are ego driven. Because you're like, oh, I know something. Okay? While you're still spiritually developing. A lot of people only take those two to the matters. I said, but now awareness. Are you aware of the consequences? And then you go into understanding. If you understand all those things, then you have to say all those things. Because a lot of people, when they are doing a spiritual development, they think they're just supposed to learn everything and keep that shit to themselves. I said, but you got to keep that shit to everyone. I said, because no matter what information gets to certain people, those who are not supposed to use it evilly will not get too far with it. Okay? Be a sharer, not a scarer. Okay? Be a sharer. Okay, my middle name is Cherie. I am meant to share extra. I'm meant to share a little extra. I give you a little extra. I give you Chipotle, bitch. I give you a little extra chicken. Go ahead and find me. I'm meant to give you a little extra chicken. I never gave people extra chicken, but you know, if you need 5 ounces, I got you. But if you need 8 ounces, I gotta charge you. All right, so let's go ahead and go into your masculine and feminine love cards. How we feeling love-wise? How we feeling love-wise? What's my favorite word? What's my favorite word? Okay, y'all, I got cramps. I go get my heating pad and go lay down. I'm not watching TV, but I'm gonna just sit and do something. I gotta do my yoga video real quick. No, I got y'all. Okay. Excuse me. I could drink more water. Y'all mind? They like when I drink on camera. Is you coughing at me? Excuse me. Thank you for allowing me water. All right, look at this feminine. I am doing the feminine first. Love yourself first. Stay optimistic about your love life. So that break, that spiritual break that it told you to take, that's for this. That's for that more. Ooh, let me go love myself. Okay? Never regret a break. Never regret a halt. Every halt is a recalculation, okay? Like when you get a flat tire or when you stuck in traffic, woo, that's a good time to be decompressing. That's a good time not to be stressing, okay? And then you go think about your offerings. Then you go think about how attractive you become when you're not in a pal chasing that Cheeto, okay? So your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. You know, when you like, I see why I don't like being a part of that Cheeto gang. Okay? Positive thinking and faith will bring your romance. Emphasis on faith, y'all. Emphasis on faith. A lot of feminists don't have faith. I got a lot of readers and like, when you love yourself first. I said, but I'd be robbing y'all if I had just only said that. Excuse me. But it's also actually really not about just you loving yourself. That's one of the weakest pieces of advice as well. Like, obviously, that would probably be a rob. But when you are in a state of high vibration, you tolerate no misunderstandings. So going back to the understanding. You can be very spiritually attuned and still let somebody manipulate you and make your awareness not as aware. They will blur your awareness. They will blur your understanding. Because you're not with a partner that matches your equilibrium of spirituality, your equilibrium of, and just making sure that too, your equilibrium of spirituality, your equilibrium of mental compatibility, your equilibrium of physical attraction, your equilibrium of emotional attraction, emotional awareness, emotional intelligence. I said, if you can't clock that into your partners, and you only gonna take that because you're like, okay, well, I do want to have that, and I do like the way he looked, or I do like the way she looked. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and don't worry about the emotional, because the emotional is kind of making me nervous anyway, because then I have to really be vulnerable and open up. And you know, I got them childhood wounds, and I don't like to have no childhood wounds, because if I had those childhood wounds, then maybe this person might understand. That's why y'all got Family Matters, remember? Right around the back. That's why y'all got Family Matters, because y'all will skip over that. Y'all wouldn't even care what emotional matters he had with his mother. Y'all wouldn't care what emotional matters he had with a grandmother. Y'all wouldn't care what emotional matters he had with his father. Because he's like, okay, well, as a masculine, when I'm a masculine, what parts of me is being pleased? I said, well, a father will want you to be respected. A mother will want you to be accepted. So it's just the opposite. Ooh, masculine. So we got unrequited love and then let go of control issues. Let go of love and let go of control issues. Not let go of love, unrequited love. I love that song. That Luma, I think it's Luna. Okay, shout out to her. Okay, so there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. It pleases the homegirl in the audience. Now, Mr. Cheeto over here got all these ants around him. He can't even find his lady because all these ants is around him. Like, God damn. I said, I see your ants. God damn, but where's Mrs. Cheeto Puff? Where's Mrs. Potato Head at? That's what Mr. Cheeto over here mad because he like, where's Mr. Potato Head at? Bitch, I'm looking for Mr. Potato. Go ahead and find me. You know, I'm looking for Mr. Potato Head. I'm missing for Mrs. Potato Head. And he over here like, I'm a Cheeto. I like chips and stuff like that. But like, he said, it seems like too many people like them chips and stuff. I kind of like them. I like Mrs. Potato Head, but she seems like the whole potato bit. I'm just saying it makes some sense, don't it? It makes some sense. Hold on, who? I feel like it's an artist who was like, what? Oh, I'm thinking about Dave Chappelle. He's like, I need to go watch Dave for a little bit. He gets me in the mood. All right, so allow this, not that type of mood, but you know, just like in a comical mood. I love comedy, okay? So allow the situation to unfold naturally. Let go of control issues, okay? Look how he looking. Okay? Look at the mother. She wants her son to be accepted. But he looking like, you know, he's not even a man yet like that. See, the angels got to, I don't know if it's a man or woman. I ain't going to call it a man or woman. But the angels over here the angels got to do its orchestration. When the angels do its orchestration, there's no bad timing. Okay? When the angels do their orchestration, there's no bad timing. Shout out to the Boss Up Inc. All right, y'all. That was y'all spiritual message for the day. I know. That's how y'all get. No, mostly oracles, okay? Mostly oracles. This was an oracle reading for the weekend. I love you guys. I spent 30 minutes with you all. What? I spent 30 minutes with you guys. What? I spent 30 minutes with you all. What? Now, I'll see you guys in the next video next week. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and follow my social media down below so you won't miss anything else that I'm talking about and inform you on, okay? Ciao.